What's going on, guys? Heath Shankles. So, you want to know why your life feels like it's passing you by? Okay. Um, be patient here, and you may learn something. I like it when people listen to my videos all the way through because I try to explain things. And if some things are simple for you, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to oversimplify things, but I'm just trying to teach so that everyone can understand. Okay. I've been in business for a little over 10 years, entrepreneur, business owner. And the one thing that happens when you get into business is immediately you realize, like, whoa, I'm like alone now. Like, I used to do all different sorts of jobs when I was younger, and I worked with a group of people, or like in a plant with a lot of people. Um, and so every day you're used to seeing like a lot of people and dealing with a lot of people on an everyday basis. Now, it depends on what business you get into, honestly. I mean, hell, if you're in the restaurant business or something, you're still going to see loads of people every day, obviously. I mean, if you have a thriving business, anyways. But I'm just saying, any entrepreneur or business owner will tell you this, that when you step away from the grind of what everybody else is doing for 5 seconds, much less 5 years or longer, you start to feel like an outsider and you start seeing people go about their daily routine every day. Like they go to work, they go through the little routines every day, and you just notice that you're not with them anymore. Like you're not doing the same routines, like clocking in at a job at the same time that everybody else is. You've got like 5 a.m. rush, 7, 8 a.m. rush, and you're just not a part of that anymore. You've got a whole different ball game going on in your own life when you're making your own decisions, running your own company. So when you take a step back, you realize that people, and just in today, I don't know if it's today's world or if people have always been this way. I just know that people are so afraid to let go, and it's because of having jobs and stuff and just the way society trains you. People are terrified to let go of everybody else. They're afraid to let go of their friends. They're afraid to let go of that 9 to 5 job. They're afraid to let go of missing that party, missing a group of friends going to the movies or a ball game. I live in Alabama, so football is king here. Like it's big time. So, I mean, if you unless you've been living under a rock, you already know that. So everybody cares so much about like the Alabama Auburn game every year, and so much about the SEC championship, and they care so much about football in general. And so people make Facebook posts every day, and they want to share, hey, I went to the ball game, I went to the Alabama game or to the Auburn game. And I mean, it really burns people up that they're not a part of that or whatever. That like, oh man, well, we were stuck at home or we couldn't afford tickets or whatever. My point is, people are so afraid that they're going to miss out on what everybody else is doing. And I see this every day of my life, man. Every day. Like, if you cannot let go of what everybody else is doing, and I mean let go. I mean, to start with, it may be tough, and you may have to cut loose from some friends or family members also. You are going to have a hard time ever becoming like whatever it is you're trying to be, or ever be able to shake loose from the feeling of, I feel like my life is passing me by. Like, you're so worried about doing what everybody else is doing, and like, oh, well, I'm 30 years old now, or I'm 25 now, or I'm 35 or 45 or whatever it is, and you feel like everybody else at that age is doing more than you or better than you, or like they've achieved more or accomplished more than you. And that's literally the thing that's going to destroy you if you can't get out of that thinking pattern, right? Like, you have got to let go of the results that anyone else is getting, because their circumstances are not the same as yours. They may have help in places that you don't realize they have help in. Okay, you may not have access to the funds that they have. You may not be able to get a loan where they get a loan, or whatever. So, sorry guys, I love Melly Ellis too much. You have got to let go of what everyone else is doing. You've got to. If you can't do that, then you're never going to be able to lock in and focus on what it is you've got to do. And also, you're going to be comparing yourself all the time to what everyone else is doing. Like, I'm a real estate agent, okay, and YouTuber, obviously. So, dude, if I looked at, and ladies out there, if I looked at what every single YouTuber out there is doing, it's ball game over for me, man. Like, there's some gigantic channels out there, and I only have a couple thousand subscribers or so. Okay, so I can't look at what they're doing. Okay, I've got to let go of that. And I also can't be worried about what my buddies from high school or college are over here doing on Friday night or Saturday night. Like, I've got to lock in on what I'm doing. And I'm telling you this. You will feel so much relief when you, and I'm not saying just be a shut-in and just don't talk to anybody or whatever. Like, you've got to be sociable to run a business, and you need to be a sociable person in general. But for a time period, lock in on whatever it is you want to be. A lot of people that find this video, it may not be that you want to run a business. You may not want to. You may not care anything about that. You may just want to be a better person, or I don't know. Whatever it is you're out there after, what is it you really want to be? Who would you like to be? Because you can change that. And I mean, like that. You can change that. But you've got to be able to stop caring what these other people think about it. Like, people are so roboticized in today's world. I've mentioned it in another video. Like, if I'm driving down the interstate and there's a group of cars and I pass all this group of cars on the interstate, there'll be at least one, if not two of those cars leave the pack, and I can run 100 mile an hour. And one or two of those cars will chase me no matter how fast I go. They'll go with me and run off and leave the pack. Like, because they just have to do what someone else is doing. Okay, I've got a neighbor that lives right next to me. And if I walk out of the house every day, or my wife walks out to do anything, get something out of the car, whatever. It's like they're sitting there watching, man. Like, they come out there too. And it's not just like nosy neighbor syndrome, like, which seems to be a real thing. Hell, they got TV shows about it. But, like, they are obsessed with, like, they're afraid they're going to miss out on something, okay? They're afraid that if I go out there and get into something, they need to be out there getting into something. If I move my trash can, they need to move their trash can. If I buy a new truck, they need to buy a new truck. If I buy a new car, they need to buy a new car. I mean, like, keeping up with the Joneses or whatever you want to call it, it just drives me crazy. Okay? Like, this is why people are not able to be the person or people that they would really like to be. And I know that you may think I'm just some down south guy who sounds like a redneck or whatever, who don't have any sense. I'm like, okay, well, you can think that, but I've probably read more books than you. I've probably made more money than you. I don't know who you are. I'm saying this to say, like, this is not a competition to me. And I don't care. Like, I couldn't care less how much money you've made or whatever. Like, as far as it being a competition, I'm saying that it seems to me that so many people think that everything is. They don't want to miss out on what everyone else is doing. And on top of that, they want to compete back and forth with people that don't even matter, or they don't even know these people. So I'm like, don't get carried away and all that. Take a step back. I know it's hard when you work a job and you have your routine every day, but that's what's causing it to be that way. Like, until you're able to step away from all these people and really focus on who it is you want to be, or focus in on whatever it is you want to accomplish, you never get there. I mean, and why would you let your dreams or whoever it is you want to be as a person, why would you not make that happen? I mean, what I've learned is there's talkers in this world, and then there's people who do the walking. Talk the talk or walk the walk. Like, don't be a talker, be a walker. So many people get on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and they want to be so cool. Like, they're trying so hard to be so cool. And I'm like, how about this? instead of faking and pretending that you're doing so well and making so much money, or you date the hottest chicks or the hottest guys or whatever, why don't you actually just make that kind of money, or date that guy or date that girl? Like, go out and actually do it, accomplish that. Then you'll have something, as we say down south, something to hang your hat on, like something to actually be proud of. And that's just the way I see the world. Like, I don't want to be a pretender, and I don't want to waste my life worrying about what other people think and trying to keep up with the Joneses and all that. And I know a lot of people watch this, they're going to be like, oh, I don't do that. I'm definitely not one of those people. Like, okay, well, just be honest with yourself. I see that a lot of people have a real hard time being 100% honest with themselves. There's nothing wrong with admitting what you are. Okay, the first step in AA and NA, which is Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, for you people who are unaware, the first step of both of those programs is admitting you have a problem, or admitting this is the situation. So if you can't be honest and you can't admit this is the situation or the problem, and be honest about yourself, you can't get to step 2, 3, or all the way through the 10 or 12 steps. Like, you can't do it because you can't get through step 1. You want to keep pretending you're something you're not. Okay, and we have a lot of people doing this. You know it, and I know it. Like, it's bad. It's pretty bad. We live in a world where it is all about perception. Okay, especially in the United States. And I would say worldwide now, considering the internet and all these apps and social media. So all I'm trying to say is, take 30 days in your life to step away from the people who don't want you to succeed, or they wouldn't like, or they would judge you for becoming who it is you want to be. Just take 30 days away. Step away from all those people and all that stuff, waste of time stuff you're doing, like activities. I don't care if it's watching TV or whatever. Step away from it. Take 30 days to lock in and focus on what it is you want to be, or whatever it is you want to achieve. Watch and see if you don't get results. Watch and see. If that is literally like, you lock in on that and you cut loose from everything else for 30 days, see what happens. Okay, like I said, the title of this video is, I feel like my life is passing me by. I don't know how many people will see this. Like I say, maybe only a few of you. But you will no longer feel like your life is passing you by if you do this. I promise you. That's your problem right there. Like, you're not getting progress. You're not getting where you're trying to get to. You're not happy about yourself, or you're not happy with your accomplishments. In order to do that, I'm trying to tell you, you've got to lock in on whatever that is. I mean, 100% lock in, because that's how hard it is to change your whole life. You're not talking about something simple here. It is, but simple doesn't mean easy. So if you want to lock in on something, you really want to accomplish something or change who you are, you can do it. And I believe in you. I really do. But you got to be able to let go of some of these people and some of these things. You got to be able to cut loose from it. And I know that's not the advice a lot of people want to hear. And the facts are this, guys. Like, most people are just, they're not willing. They're not willing to do it. So the truth is, it's never going to happen for them. But if you're really serious and you're not a talker and you're a walker and you're willing to pay that price, you're not going to have any issues becoming whatever it is you want to be. Try it for 30 days. Lock in on whatever it is you care about. Whatever it is you want to be most or achieve most. Lock in for 30 days. Get up early in the morning and work long hours. Work 12, 13, 14 hours a day. Try it for 30 days. If you have a regular job, work some before you go to work. Work your job. Work some when you get off work. Just focus on it. Lock in on it. And tune everything else out. See what happens. Alright? I did not mean to go this long on this video today, honestly. But it's just the way it is, you know. Sometimes you got to break some things down. And I'm truly trying to help people. I'm trying to help people understand the world we're living in. because there's so many people who truly don't understand it. And then there's a lot of young people out here. I remember what it was like graduating high school, okay? So being 17, 18, 19 years old, going to college and all that. All I cared about was playing football. So I had a lot to learn, I'll say that. And all you young people out there, you do have a lot to learn, whether you realize it or not. I can't believe the journey I've been on. I've been out of high school 15 years now. So, all right, guys, I love you. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it. I know everybody tells you that. And try this in your life and see if you don't get results. All right. Love you guys. Have a good one.